So I woke up today and I was shocked. We actually have a studio that is listening to player feedback and then changing the game based on that player feedback. Crazy concept, right? Well, as of today, Battlefield 6 has made some huge improvements to weapon and level experience gain. They've reverted ticket changes they made to Conquest earlier in the week, and they've even announced some huge improvements to Portal. So yeah, honestly, win after win after win, and we're just gonna dive right into all of that. But real quick, if you are liking the content and wanna keep up to date with more Battlefield 6 news, tips, gameplay videos, do make sure to like this video and subscribe for more. So, diving straight into it, in an official Battlefield Comms post on X earlier this morning, the devs stated that they heard our feedback around the pace of progression, especially with how long it could take to unlock gadgets and weapon attachments. Now, if you weren't aware, every weapon in Battlefield 6 has 50 levels, but to reach that level 50 mastery, it could take you over one full day of game time just grinding out that weapon. In a Reddit post here, this user spent 27 hours getting to level 50 mastery on one rifle. So if you wanted to get all the attachments for every weapon in Battlefield 6, get that 50 mastery on every weapon, there's 45 in game, you would have had to play for over 1,200 hours of just weapon grinding. Yeah, that was insane. So they've changed that. From the official post, you'll now have 10% more experience for each match that you do complete, and your daily bonus experience has now been increased by 40%. Additionally, the experience needed to unlock your first 20 attachments for every weapon has also been reduced, meaning that you'll be able to get those more important foregrips and your lasers, all the other attachments that actually make you able to control these weapons, you get those far, far quicker. Lastly, class unit and weapon assignments that were locked until you were level 20, 23, or 26 have been reduced to level 10, 15, and 20. The devs also haven't ignored that there have been a lot of complaints regarding the challenges themselves. Some like the 10 sidearm headshots in one life or 6,000 vehicle health repaired in one game. Those are kind of crazy, almost impossible without using bot farms. And they have also confirmed that they are going to be actively working on reviewing those, but it will take more time to develop, test, and implement these changes to the challenges. Overall, I think this is a huge win for the player base. And yeah, I mean, some people are kind of annoyed that they grinded over the course of 4 or 5 days when they could have waited until all this got changed and it would have been faster for. If you enjoyed the game, it doesn't matter, but honestly, some people were getting just time gated. A lot of gamers can spend maybe 1 or 2 hours a night max, and if you're only playing a few rounds, you're not gonna be the best shot at times because these weapons are kind of bad. The grind was getting excessive. I understand that I thought it was fine, but I also play a lot more than the average person. Now, personally, the moment this update went live, I just jumped on, grabbed my RPK, which was like mastery level 3 or 4. I had just started using it, and after a couple hours, I had like 10 to 15 more levels pretty easily. It really made trying out this new weapon and getting attachments for it much more fun. I think the average person is going to enjoy this type of grind far more better. It is still nothing like Call of Duty. I played the Black Ops 7 beta. I've been playing Black Ops 6. It is not that fast. So if everyone's worried that it's turning into Call of Duty, it still isn't. It's like a 10% overall easier. It just needed that little tweaking, and I think it's in a good spot. Now, in the same post, the devs have also confirmed what we've all been saying for the past week, and that's Portal kind of sucks right now. Since release day last Friday, I haven't been able to get my Portal server up. We played it for like 12 hours, and that was it. I have hit the global limit each and every day that I've tried to get these servers up, and it just really kind of bums me out. I know there's plenty of you guys out there that are actually just not buying the game because you want to play these Portal custom experiences, nothing crazy like a tower defense game, but you just want to play large-scale Conquest, you know, maybe one map only type servers, and we just still can't do that. So the devs have finally addressed that. They say, after reviewing the data, we found that a large number of these servers were created primarily to earn XP, inflate player stats, and earn special accolades through defeating bots. We completely understand the motivation behind this, like faster progression and a way to test setups without pressure, but it's led to some unintended side effects. With so many servers focused on farming XP rather than active play, it's become noticeably harder for players to create and find experiences to play with other people. We are developing adjustments that are intended to diminish the number of XP farms taking up server space while further emphasizing playing with friends on both custom and verified experiences. Implementing this will require some maintenance on the back end. After the update is live, we expect all experiences, both custom and verified, will need to be republished by players before they can create an active server. This has been one of my biggest complaints. Like I just said, many of you guys probably haven't been able to play your way for, well, a week now because of these global server limits. And if you do want to XP farm, I mean, I get it. I still think it's kind of lame, but hopefully the devs now focusing on removing these or lessening the amount of bot farms, as well as reducing the overall need for this XP grind with the boost to both the weapon and the level progression. Hopefully that combined will mean that players, like real players, can play real custom experiences. I know some of you guys, literally it's like 3,600 ticket Operation Firestorm 24/7. I know you want to play that. I saw it like once or twice over the weekend. Haven't seen it since, which is a huge bummer. So although the XP update did go live this morning, the devs did say they hope for the portal changes to be live within the next week. They also have a short list of other fixes listed here, including visibility issues, weapon bloom, vehicles not spawning, among other things. Now, the vehicles not spawning is a huge one. I played Mirach Valley Breakthrough for the first time in the week. That is so cool looking. Impossible to do if your tank and your IFV doesn't spawn. You're just getting farmed in the trenches and blown out buildings for 200 tickets. There's nothing you can do. So the vehicles not spawning is a huge one. So the moment they fix that, I know many of these maps that a lot of people are kind of burned out of, I think they're going to play a lot better. But if you thought all of this already was a great example of devs actually listening to players, well, a smaller update also went live this morning, which reverted the Conquest changes they made earlier this week. So if you missed it 2 days ago, every single map had their tickets reduced on Conquest from 1,000 tickets down to as low as 700 for the larger maps like Firestorm and Mirach Valley. They had also implemented a 30-minute timer on these Conquest games. This was absolutely horrible. I know I wasn't the only one to run up to the actual time limit playing Conquest. Maybe it wasn't as common for other people, but I had played quite a few really close games where our team was literally in the middle of a comeback. Maybe we had lost like 300 tickets over the course of 20 minutes, but we had finally started to claw our way back. This game exactly, we had finally 4-capped them. We had closed the gap to 35 tickets and the game ended on time. 29 minutes, 59 seconds in the game clock. The greatest comeback ever would never exist. We're done. And that just kind of deflated everything that I had been working for 30 minutes. It was such a bummer to see that when we were so motivated. Our little squad was using the little pings and we were finally playing the objective. It was exciting. It was fun. It was Battlefield. It was Conquest. And that was taken from us. But the devs acknowledged that they kind of screwed up on that one and they've reverted it back. So all the maps now have their original 45-minute timer and 1,000 tickets. Now, personally, I still prefer an hour timer or like no timer, but I'll take that. That's how it was at launch, and I had great games at launch. Now, I love Conquest. I really want Conquest to feel large again, and I think the maps still need to be improved, but the tickets, 1,000 tickets, hey, gotta give the devs credit. They made a change. People hated it. They changed it within like 48 hours, so that is just huge. We've brought up issues with Portal. We brought up issues with Conquest. We brought up issues with experience gain, challenges. They're also addressing Bloom. I cannot believe how much they are doing to improve Battlefield right now. It is actually insane how responsive the devs are. And I feel like with Battlefield 2042, they kept saying they were listening to the community, but they never really did anything to confirm that. So this is just a huge breath of fresh air. But what do you guys think? Do you like the experience changes? Are you now gonna go grind out a few weapons that you were holding out on? Or maybe you didn't mind the experience at all and you were just waiting to finally play Portal again? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, peace.